Hello everyone, my name is Ankit Jain. I welcome you all to my channel Tech Journey with Ankit. Today's video is in the continuation of our OAuth series where we are discussing the key concepts of the integration. In today's video, we will be talking and try to understand what is connected app and what is the new thing that Salesforce have introduced, that is the external client app in more detail. So before we get started, in case you folks like to have one-to-one connect with me, you guys can do that on the top menu. If you scan this QR code or also click on the link available in the video description, you will be landed up on this page where there will be two options. Option one to have one-to-one call with me to discuss anything related to the Salesforce, and another option is to go and explore the few of the digital products which are available on the top mat, like the LWC notes. In case you folks have attended the bootcamp, the notes that I used in the bootcamp along with the code that I developed in the bootcamp will be available here. Not only that, you can also get the data cloud guide, which is written in more detail, and also the interview prep guide as well. This interview prep guide have all the different types of questions from the different types of modules of the Salesforce, like the admin, Apex, LWC, integration, flows, moreover the scenario based questions as well. This interview prep guide has been designed by considering that it can be utilized by the freshers as well as by the experienced professionals as well. This guide not only have the theoretical questions but also the detailed explanations for the practical questions as well. So I hope definitely you will find this guide helpful. Moreover, you can also go and look for the admin guide which is updated as per the recent changes by the Salesforce with respect to the Agentforce. I do make sure that you guys are exploring this guide. This guide are very helpful in case you are preparing for your interview preparation. Coming back to the slide, in case you folks like to join the wider community where the like-minded people do discuss the Salesforce queries, please join the Telegram channel as well. So what are the different things that we will be discussing today? First, we will try to understand what is connected app. After that, we'll try to understand what is external client app and the difference between the connected app and the external client app. And finally, we will go on the summarizing as well. So we'll also try to understand what all the key things that you guys should know inside the connected app as well, one by one. Very first thing, let's go and try to understand what is connected app. The very first line that you guys can see here, I use the word traditional. Why? Because now the connected app is the legacy. However, many of you don't know that, but Salesforce came up with the new thing, that is the external client app, and they have make sure that they are not making any enhancements in the connected app. Now they are referred as the traditional Salesforce framework, using which what you can do, you can go and enable the external organizations, right, to authenticate and connect to the Salesforce. So very common confusion that people do have, when I should go for the name credential and when I should go for the connected app. The answer to this is very straightforward. In case any third-party application have to connect to the Salesforce using the OAuth or the OpenID Connect or any SAML protocols, then you have to go for the connected app. Again, I'm iterating. If any third-party application have to connect to the Salesforce using the OAuth, OpenID, or the SAML protocols, then you have to make sure that you are going for the connected app. So the purpose of the connected app, as I just now discussed, in case the third-party integration wants to access the APIs that the Salesforce have provided, and they have to make the integration with the Salesforce, they have to go and implement the SSO with the Salesforce, then they have to take the help of the connected app. So the different features that they are offering here is, it is very easy to set up, right? However, there are few challenges with the connected app, and that's the reason I said it's traditional, it's legacy. The challenges here is related to the packaging and the distribution. This type of challenges generally encounter in case you are building any app exchange product and want to create the 2GP packages, right? Then configuring the connected app, it's kind of a challenging. Most of the times you have to write down the post installation action, and this is where it is lacking the separation from the admin and the developer configurations as well. It is very well suited in case you are in case you go for the first generation packaging, but it is very challenging whenever you go for the 2nd-generation packaging. And this is kind of a big limitation of the connected app. And because of this, Salesforce have decided to go and sunset this. They are not sunsetting it immediately, but they are make sure that they are making it as a legacy now after introducing the new thing. We'll talk about the new things as well, right? So coming to the limitations of the connected app, in this connected app, what happens here is the complete metadata, it is stored in one file. That is what it is making it less flexible for the source driven development and not fully optimized whenever you are building something on the scratch or making any complex packaging. As I said, in case you are doing the 2GP packaging or in case you are doing any package development, then the connected apps are something which are not scalable because the packaging is very challenging if you are using the connected app. So to avoid this limitation, Salesforce came up with the concept of the external client app. Right. So what is the external client app? It is based on the next generation framework. This is the future of OAuth whenever you have to go and make any third-party applications to go and integrate with the Salesforce. Right. To overcome the packaging and the management and the security limitations that the connected app is providing, to overcome that, we do have the external client app. Right, if you want to overcome all the packaging challenges, security limitations that we do have with the connected app, then definitely you should go for the external client app. External client app, it's a packageable metadata based construct. Okay, these are the very important keyword that you should remember whenever you are discussing about the external client app. First of all, it is packageable, it is metadata based. Metadata based means you can deploy the configuration from one org to another org, right? That's why it is referred as the metadata based construct. Intended to allow the secure integration with the external application. In case any external application wants to integrate with the Salesforce using the APIs or using the protocols like the OAuth and the SAML, then external client app is something which is very useful. Next point here is it supports the 2GP packaging. That's what we discussed just now. Allow the source driven development in the scratch orgs and make the migration and the management quite easier in the Salesforce. Moving to the security part, it also improves the security, provide the support to the distinct profiles for the developers and the admin role. Now, because this is metadata driven, you can go and configure what profiles should go and access this particular external client app as well. Right? And definitely it will go and split the complete configuration into the metadata files. Your policy will have the different metadata file, your credentials will have the different metadata file, right? Your configuration will have the different metadata file. And because of this, the packaging as well as the management of the external client app is quite easy as compared to the connected app. Let me show you how to go and access the external client app. Again, it's very simple. The way you used to access the connected app, the process is same. Whenever you go to the app now, right? Previously, it was showing the two options like the new Lightning app and the connected app, but now that new connected app option has been replaced with the external client app. Now, this is where you have to go and create the external client app. Again, we will talk about the components in this in a while, but this is the place where you go and create the external client application in the Salesforce. These are the key differences that you should remember with respect to the connected app and the external client app. The purpose here is to go and connect the external applications with the Salesforce. Here again, the purpose is same, but it is solving the specific challenge that we do have with the connected app, that is the packaging and the management. It is good for the one generation packaging or in case you are looking for the single metadata, right? However, you have to always remember that it is always difficult to distribute whenever you talk about the connected app. External client app, it is something very good if you are using the 2GP packaging, if you want to have the different metadata files for the configurations, for the credentials and for the policies, then the external client app is something which is very useful because using this, you can easily package as well as migrate as well. Here, you cannot make any distinction of the separation between the developer and the admin. However, here you can go and specify the developer settings as well as the admin policies as well. That is allowed in the external client app, but that was something not possible in the connected app. It is source driven. It was quite limited here, but you can go and use it, the external client app for the scratch offs as well as in your source driven workflows as well. There are a few other differences here related to the security. Here more access controls was available, but here in addition to the access control, you can also have the policy based management control as well, which was lagging in the connected app. Coming to the migration, here it was manual. You have to manually go and create the connected app into the different environment, but that is not the case with the external client app. It is metadata driven. You can do the configurations in the lower environment and then deploy it into the upper environment as well. Right? As I said, external client app is something which is recommended by the Salesforce for new builds as well as the migration, and the connected app is something which is legacy now. So let's go and talk about the key components that we do have in the external client app. The very first thing that we do have here is the metadata related information. And this is the place where you have to go and put the basic details about the connected app, like what is the name that you want to give, what is the API, what is the contact email. Make sure you are putting here the valid email address, what is the distribution state, whether it should be local or you want to go and do the packaging. This is quite a new field which was not available in the connected app. You have to specify the contact form, which is completely optional. In case you want to put the icons to your connected app, then you can go and add the logo as well as icon as well. Salesforce have already provided a few sample logos and the icons. For example, you are creating the connected app to do the integration with the box, or you are creating the connected app to do the integration with the Atlassian or the Dropbox, and you can go and choose that specific icons as well. Right? Similarly, you can go and select the logo image as well. This is the one key component where all the 4 details that you can see here, these are mandatory, right? And the other things are optional. By default, the distribution state is the local here. Now, another component that we do have here is the OAuth, and this is our focus for this playlist, that we are trying to understand what is OAuth. So basically, as a part of output, whenever you go and select the OAuth here, let me show you under the API. If you go and select the option of enabling the OAuth, the system will ask you to define the few things. The very first thing that you have to go and put up here is the callback URL. Very important thing that you have to go and define here, that is the callback URL. Now, what is callback URL? Callback URL is something, it's a URL that you will go and specify in the connected app to which user browser is redirected. For example, as soon as user is providing their consent, as soon as the consent has been provided, if you want to send the browser back to the any particular page or any specific URL, then you go and use that URL as the callback URL. Right? So callback URL is something where the system will redirect. Basically, redirect is the correct keyword here. System will redirect after they have successfully authenticate and authorize the app during the OAuth flow. Irrespective of the OAuth flow you are using, as soon as the authentication has been done, you want to redirect the user to a particular URL, then you go and use that URL as the callback URL. Typically, this callback URL is something which is appended with the access token or the codes. For example, if you are using the authorization code flow, then it will go and append the code in the last and then the access token. We will talk about all those things. I will show you in practical what is the callback URL, how that callback URL is appended with the code as well as the tokens down the line when we deep dive into the specific different OAuth flows as well. But do remember that callback URL is something which is mandatory whenever you are using the OAuth flow. For the testing purpose, down the line in our upcoming videos, we will be using this callback URL. Right? Again, we are doing the testing on the developer sandbox, so definitely we have to use the login.salesforce.com. But in case you are doing the testing on your sandboxes, then you have to use the test.salesforce.com. And this is how the endpoint of the callback URL will look like. Right? Services/OAuth2/success. And as I said, appending to this URL, the system will automatically append the codes as well as the token. So this is the very first thing that you have to provide in your OAuth setting. Next thing that you have to go and define here is the scope. Again, if you folks have watched the part 1 of this video, you guys already know what the scopes are. Scopes are nothing but what kind of access that you want to extend by using this connected app. So these are the different OAuth scopes that Salesforce have provided, right? So whatever the different access that you want to give, you can go and extend that access from here. You can, if you only want to give the managed user data via API access, then you can go and give that access. If you want the user should only access the user details, then you should go and give this kind of an access. These are the different scopes that you are selecting for the OAuth. Next to that, you have to also go and enable what kind of flows that you want to use for this integration. For example, if any third-party system is connecting to the Salesforce, this using this connected app, then they should go and follow which particular OAuth flow, whether they should follow the client credential flow, authorization flow, JOT flow, token exchange flow. We have to go and define that specific flow here. The good part about the Salesforce is Salesforce do support the different types of flows. There are many systems which supports only the limited types of flows, but the Salesforce do supports the good number of flows. So for example, if the source system wants to go and connect to the Salesforce using the JOT flow, you just have to go and enable this JOT flow here, and then you have to go and upload the certificate. We'll talk about the complete process about the JOT flow down the line. Similarly, if the external system have to connect to the Salesforce using the authorization code flow, then this is the place where you have to go and specify the authorization code flow, and then you have to go and connect with the external client app. So these are the different things that you have to do on the connected app whenever whenever the external system wants to go and connect with the connected app. Okay. Another thing that now I want to go and quickly summarize about the today's video. So what we have discussed here is external client app is the new recommended way whenever you have to go and create the connected app. The reason being, it supports the enhanced security. Moreover, it also supports the better packaging, which is improving the support for the ISVs as well. It is completely built on the connected app framework, right? But in addition to that, it allows the packaging as well as the admin separation and the source driven customization too. For new integrations, and in case you are upgrading any existing package, Salesforce do recommend that you should go and use the external client app over the connected app. I hope you folks got this information helpful. You got idea about what is connected app, what is external client app, what is the difference between the external client app and the connected app. This is a very common question nowadays. If you go for the interview, they generally ask what is the difference between the connected app and the external client app, and what are the limitations of the connected app, right? Moreover, this video also help you to understand the concept of the callback URL, which we will be using extensively in our upcoming videos as well. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section, folks. Thank you.